Recording in progress. You guys get that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we heard it.
I got
That's
it.
good. Hopefully, Aaron gets it when he joins us.
Mm.
So I do a really bad thing. Like when I start these podcasts, I just like get in right into them, and I like act like everyone that listens to this knows the people I'm talking to. So I'll go, yeah, it's the oh wait, Aaron's here. I go, yeah, it's modern ties, and I start talking about stuff that inside jokes, stuff that we've done together over the years, and all that kind of happy horse shit. I'm like, wait a minute, not everyone knows who these guys are. They should, but they don't. So
We
modern
love
ties,
inside jokes.
modern ties. Welcome to the award-winning show, the Popko
Yeah.
Project podcast.
Let's
Hey.
go. How
Aaron,
many
what's
awards
that?
have you won?
Well, so over here this side.
Oh,
How
there
many
we
do
go.
I
I
have?
see him.
1, 2, 3, 4. I have 2 upstairs. My son stole my last 2.
That's fine.
I brought them home last September, or what? Yeah, it was September, November, whatever it was. And
There he is. Ron made it.
here he is. He's not as jacked as I thought he was.
No, he is.
Are you guys enhancing photos on
the
internet?
angle?
It's the angles.
But yeah, my son stole my last 2. I'm sure you guys have quite a few awards under your belt.
A
In a
couple.
minute.
We give like each other like most annoying of the month. I usually
Steve usually wins the most annoying. I come in second most times.
Are they all handed out by Jesse?
Yes.
Yeah, shockingly, it's crazy.
Yeah.
How about
How do you
Yes.
figure that out?
He has a filing cabinet full of little blue ribbons under his studio desk that he just like pulls out. And it's like, here you go.
You're annoying. You're annoying. You're annoying. I hate you guys. I hate
Listen,
you.
I came in hot, and I'm not like that all the time.
Well, I feel like we got the 2 guys at the bottom, just like, what are we doing here on a Monday night at 9:00?
What else would we
On
be
an,
doing?
on an
Aaron's-
award-winning podcast.
Aaron's probably like, I could be lifting. I could be working out.
No, I already skipped working out today. It's a rest
Jesse's
day.
like, I could be playing in one of my 5 bands.
Hmm.
He
George
could
is
be.
thinking about football. Steve's
I'm always
thinking
thinking about football.
grad school or something.
I see what you're doing here. You're,
I know
you're
all- I know
introducing
about-
them to all of us.
I know all about you guys, but no one else.
There. See, now people will feel like they know us.
I hope you're my most listened to podcast. I hope this does more for me than it does for you.
That's fair.
Selfishly.
Thank you.
That's why I had you
Take
guys
that.
on. I said I need a boost in numbers. So let's get the guys in modern ties in.
Well, we appreciate that.
But in all seriousness, thank you for joining me on a Monday at 9:00.
Thanks
I
for
love
having us, dude.
I love how branded you are too. You got the Popko Project hat on. You have the coffee
yeah.
mug. Are you wearing a hoodie that says Popko
No,
Project
I am
as
not.
well? No,
I am not. No.
Okay, that's good branding right there. We need to.
Yeah.
Is there anything in the mug, or are you just like doing it to?
It's water. It's water.
Oh, it's water. Okay.
It's water. I was going to have some drinks tonight, but it's Monday, and I just got off a 3-day binge. I just got back from Boston last night at 11 p.m.
Oh,
We left at 7 a.m. Friday morning. Took a bus to Boston. Drank on the bus there. Drank for, all day Friday, all day Saturday, most of the day Sunday. Back on the bus on Sunday night. It was a long weekend, and my body does not recover like it used to.
Was it for the holiday? Is that why you went?
Yeah, I go with the guys every St. Patty's Day weekend. I've been doing that with Paulson Tours. Shout out Paulson Tours, one of my sponsors now. He's been running a trip to there since 2007. So I've been going every year since 2007, minus 2020 and 2021 due to COVID. But we were back on track last year, went back this year. And as a 40-year-old man, it's not good. I mean, it's great.
Good thing you're only 27.
Good thing. Yeah, you're right. Thank you.
You don't look a day over 30.
He'd be surprised.
I thought that you were 60, and you look great for 60.
There you go. Here we are.
Yeah.
Aaron, you're next. Go ahead.
think you look somewhere around what, 40? I guess.
These guys have jokes too. But so last time we did this was for the Alt Natives After Hours, a different same platform, different quote unquote station, I guess you could say, different podcast. But it's been almost 3 years.
It was like peak COVID last time.
It was like I think it was like April. I feel like it was April. Yeah, peak COVID. We were right in the thick of it, and a lot happened in 3 years, right? I mean, I think I kind of touched on a few things. Your modern ties is still a thing, which is great. We just released I say we, you guys just released a new song. What, last week, 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, yeah.
So you're still making music, you're still releasing new stuff. So that's great news. But yeah, I mean, let's talk about the last 3 years real quick. We'll get up to speed. But I mean, a lot of things have happened, and then a lot of like, and we talked about the air being let out of the balloon, so to speak. You know, you guys had the big plans for 2020, kind of came crashing down, but
Mhm.
you stuck it out. You got through it. You're still a band. You're still making music. But I mean, a lot has changed, I think, within modern ties of the last 3 years. I want you guys to get into that. I kind of hinted towards a few things, but I mean, maybe there's more to it than that. But talk about modern ties with the last 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't we've been writing new original music for that whole time. We put out one of the songs in 2021, I believe. That was sort of a redo of a song that we had written a long time ago. And then we also did a cover. So this song that you just heard that we released a couple weeks ago, and then all the songs upcoming are what we've been working on basically since the start of COVID, at least in some form or another. Whether it's writing, recording, producing, mixing, we've been doing that process, and we've been doing that process pretty much ourselves, like self-produced stuff, a couple friends here and there, throwing ideas together. But yeah, it's been definitely spearheaded by ourselves, as opposed to what we've done in the past, which was like go work with a producer, get the recording done there. We've been doing it on our own. So
Is there a reason for that, or just is that a preference?
Uh,
Yeah.
Probably a bit financial, and probably just not getting exactly the vision that we've had in our head come out in the final product in the past. So we figured that we've progressed enough to the point where we're able to probably do it ourselves. And I don't know. I think we always were afraid that there would be a quality dip if we did that in the past, which granted, 4 years ago there definitely would have been. but we're able to pretty much be on par with everything else we released by keeping it in-house, at least up until the mixing and mastering stage.
How do you send that out?
Yeah, we're all the stuff that you're gonna hear has been mixed by Phil Jolie, who was the head of Electric Lady in Manhattan for a while. My fact about Phil, shout out to Phil, he's awesome, that I like to tell everybody is that he tracked Niles Rodgers' guitar on Get Lucky, and was a big part of that record in general.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And he likes us, which is weird because he's like pretty well known in that circle.
like super well known. And
Yeah.
we like got to meet him in person because everything was kind of virtual. He lives outside of Bethlehem somewhere, so we were down there for a gig, and he met us out for dinner. And he's like probably the happiest person I know. Like, he's just very super down to earth and very happy and very positive. And we kind of met him by accident. Jesse and I actually did a recording for Telco in New York, and it was his Paris cover. And we met someone at what was the name of that studio, Jesse?
Precision Sound.
Precision
I believe,
Sound.
or
It was
maybe
just
just
like,
Precision.
yeah, it was this crazy, like, unbelievable studio in New York. And one of the engineers there, his name was Colin Bryson, who mastered Running on Empty that just came out. We were like, hey, like, do you know anybody who's looking to mix tunes? And he's like, oh, Phil would be great for you guys. So Phil recently mixed a tune by the band called Juice. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. They're really good.
No,
They're from Boston. I forget which one he did for them, but that was like kind of the jumping off point, at least for me. That was like, oh, this would be sick to have him mix
Because
this
we
stuff.
saw them.
Yeah, we saw Juice open for Joe Hertler in Syracuse. Like, ooh, that was a long time ago.
4 or 5
Yeah.
years ago.
That was a really
Yeah.
long time ago, but they were awesome. They're really cool. So yeah, that process has been, I think, really cool in general. Like Phil has been awesome to work with. It's been very helpful that particularly Jesse has been like really stepping up his producer game in terms of like knowing how to get to certain things to sound the way that we want them to sound, you know. And he obviously he's been working with other people as well. Like he works, you know, with James. You said it earlier, he's in like 5 different bands. But yeah, I don't know. I just think one of the other big reasons that we started doing it ourselves was like we got the gear that we probably needed, you know, to get the sounds that we needed. And then just the ability, you know, even Steve being in grad school right now, like he's picked up obviously a lot of things on the production end that have been super helpful for us as well. So it's been really easy to like kind of drop ideas into a mixer and hop on a Zoom call and, you know, like kind of listen to it live and change things live or comp vocals or drums live, which has been somewhat of a unique experience, like because with Steve in New York now and our schedules as busy as they are, like it wasn't super easy to get into the same room. So most of our meetings are like this, and we're just, you know, kind of mixing through songs over Zoom.
The power of the internet, blessing and a curse, I always say.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about those things. Like, so when the pandemic hit, and for what it's worth, too, I think you guys are doing a great job. I don't think your sound has suffered with you guys doing it on your own, for what it's worth. But when the pandemic hit, I feel like everyone in the world, kind of everyone got not scared, but like, holy shit, what are we gonna do? How do we survive? And I feel like each member of Modern Ties was kind of pulled in a direction of like, maybe Modern Ties doesn't continue to exist. And you know, Steve, you're in grad school, and you know, George, your family owns the Regal Room. And I don't know a lot of, and I know Aaron at one point was working down the street from me, I believe, when I worked at the radio station. And Jesse, you're in, you know, like I said, 5 different bands. But like, was there ever a moment during that time where you're like, maybe this is it for you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's when everything started, we had just come off of showcases, like big college showcases where schools were going to book us to play all over the country. And those showcases were in February and March of 2020. And there were 2 national showcases, which we hadn't done before. Ended up getting like a lot of bookings on the spot, like with our agents, like telling them to hold the date. And essentially all of those shows fell through, and were not re-upped on, as you know, most of them wouldn't be able to, because people just weren't doing that as much anymore, at that level. So there was definitely like the moment where like, oh, we are going to have a bunch of money as a band to promote all of this original music that we recorded in 2019, and then like get a good publicity, PR release, everything happening with that. And instead it was just like, well, there's not money, there's not people going to shows, there's not all of this. And that was like super disheartening, because yes, we had this music and we still put it out. But it was just, you know, obviously very different than the way that we planned it. And that's, I know when, you know, when we weren't playing all these shows, that's when I had like, oh, wow, like my performance career might be over as we know it, because we didn't know how big this thing was or what was going to happen, like if things were going to open up, bars, weddings, clubs, etc. And so I was like, well, most of the stuff that is written for like, you know, streaming services, all that stuff, like that's still happening and it's all being done remotely. So I was like, I've always wanted to do film composition like that. I applied to NYU's program, moved to New York, which was a lot more accessible in COVID. And then that's kind of how that process started. Like we all sort of went into these other directions because we didn't really know what we were going to do. So there was definitely those moments. I don't know if it was a specific one, but it was definitely like we were on the ropes for a while. And we still had like the inklings of these new songs that are coming out, but they weren't recorded or produced or anything. So we didn't know.
I'm going to disagree, and I could just be not remembering correctly, but I don't think that we ever talked about not doing it. There was never a conversation.
Oh no, I don't.
No,
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 I
no.
don't think so.
Yeah,
I was
No, yeah.
probably the closest to like really losing it at some point.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And
I
George,
just, yeah, the timing sucked, but I don't think that in my brain, at least, there was ever like, I don't know, like, hey, it's finally over.
well,
Just
yeah,
different.
I'm not saying that. It's just kind of like, what if things don't open back up? What if like this is like,
Oh.
goes on for 2 years
Yep.
and like, just financially it
The
doesn't.
pivot, baby.
Yeah. Well, George, why was it so close for you? I mentioned like your family owns a venue, an entertainment venue, and the weddings and caterings and all that kind of stuff. Like I know you were kind of knees deep into helping make sure that that was still a viable business.
Yeah. So I'm not really there anymore at all. I help out like when I'm needed, but I'm kind of like an on-call person. So I think the timing was just horrific in terms of like, kind of getting so close to what we felt was like a sustainable career. Like if you put it in terms of dollars and cents, which I often do, we lost a ton of money, like money that we could live on as a band. So that was really frustrating to feel like you were like, on like a career path, and then kind of having that stripped away from you for something that you didn't do. But on like a very real level, two things. One, I kind of lost both my jobs, right? Like, restaurants were shut down and then, bands couldn't play. So everything that I was doing at the time, I wasn't making money. I wasn't working. It was like brutal, and I'm sure it was difficult for everyone. I'm not trying to say that it wasn't, but like the other problem was is that most of like the stuff that the band was making, at least at the time, was non-reportable income, right? It's like cash sales, right? So it wasn't like you were eligible for a crazy amount of unemployment or being able to like stay up. So financially it was really tough. But I think
I blame our future audit on you right now.
Yeah, maybe cut that part out.
Don't worry.
Cut that.
cut it.
Cut that.
But I think like kind of like Steve said, like running out of money for stuff when we like had such a good base was really frustrating for me. And at the time I was kind of like spearheading a lot of the ads we were running and promotional stuff that we were doing. And the first two songs I felt like went really well. And then I had, as we started to run out of money, I felt like every decision that I personally was making or suggesting was like very wrong for the band because things were not like we were not kind of, like the thought is you release a song, it goes well, kind of hit some, playlists on Spotify, that the next song then kind of takes off where that song is and at least builds kind of, at least in a little bit of a better way. And that just didn't happen for us. And it was for a lot of reasons in retrospect, right? Running out of money, not really, fully knowing what we were doing. And so it was tough. Like it was hard. I had a really hard time, like not feeling like I failed like three of my best friends. And it was like brutal. And I got to the point where like I really couldn't, like I wasn't listening to music. I didn't want to write. I didn't want to be around. I didn't want to do really anything. Like creative.
Why?
So
Why are you triggering us, Popko? Making George relive all this stuff.
No, I'm okay. Yeah, now I get like.
Should we put you on watch?
No. I think I'm okay now.
Put you in with Amanda.
You got
Burns.
you got the best drum set ever now.
I did. My new drums are.
You got out of it.
I got out of my funk a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. It was really hard. Like I don't know. Steven and I feel like definitely made I changed my whole career path. I went and got my teaching cert. I'm getting my master's in education. I'm coaching again. I'm coaching football and track, like doing a lot of stuff, much different than, living in the van pretty much full time in the early part of 2020. And then what was going to be the rest of 2020 and hopefully 2021. So it's, it was very different. And I just felt like at that point, like personally, I was like, oh man, I got to get a job that like is going to exist whether or not there's a pandemic, and that, I could make money so that I don't feel like, and at that time it was like right before I was getting married. So I was like, I don't want to be the person who can't provide for his family. And not that, my wife worked as well, was, obviously floating us during that whole time. So
Sure.
that was part of it too. And I've always liked teaching. I've always loved coaching. It was really, before like these guys kind of dragged me out of college coaching, that's kind of how the band got reinvigorated. So, it's like some days I put on the coaching hat and some days I put on the teaching hat. Some days I put on the band hat. Depends on, gotta have a lot of hats, I guess.
And you blur your background so no one can see what's going on back there. It's good.
Yeah, it's required. I can't remember that. They're guitars, I think, in the background.
Yeah, you don't want to see those.
No.
Mm-mm. And then Jesse, what did you do? Like, just immerse yourself into, other music, other bands?
Man, I don't know. I feel like hearing George talk about that, like I haven't thought of how bad he was in a while. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a blur. Yeah, I didn't do a lot for maybe the first like year and a half. Definitely tried to like immerse myself in music. Then I got involved in like a data analytics thing for a little while, and that led to just doing more work remotely online. I'm a part of an admissions team for an online guitar like educational course right now. Yeah, I don't know. Seriously, man. I mean, I can't believe like it's been 3 years pretty much. Wasn't like the anniversary just like this week or something for it being 3 years?
May have been like last week.
Or like
Yeah, today's
coming up.
Oh yeah, parade day, because we played at parade day
Yeah.
2020, but there was no parade.
Yeah. Like, today's March 20th. So I think it was like March 13th or something like that. Maybe.
Yeah, 13th or 14th, I think
Yeah.
it was.
Well, we all got it
yeah.
in Disney World on March 2nd or 3rd, right?
I think I was patient zero
Maybe.
for bringing COVID back to the Pennsylvania from Florida.
Nice.
But it was
Good job, man.
you're right, Jesse, dude. It is kind of a blur. Like you kind of like
I don't really have. Sorry, I have a kind of a shitty answer. I don't really know.
No, it's okay. There's no wrong answer. It's it does feel like a blur. It's like you really think about it, and it's like, thank God I have like Facebook memories pop up, because like it's just a blur.
Yeah,
It's fucking
yeah.
it's crazy that we lived through that. And then what, Aaron? You just decided to get fucking jacked?
Well, I mean, before all of it, I was a personal trainer, and I had, ironically, like right as COVID started, I had a pretty solid lead on like exactly what I wanted to do with that. And then as soon as it started, the guy texted me and he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna put a pause on this." And then I never heard from him again. So I pivoted and I work for Electric City Roasting now. I do like account management and stuff like that there. But I got back into personal training like a year or so ago. So
Dude, I saw that picture that you guys posted to promote that single or whatever. I'm like, holy shit.
I wasn't flexing.
Dude,
it.
everybody talks about Aaron's biceps.
Yo,
I've gotten comments on those biceps.
It's what.
Look at the
So
way
why
he's
did you
like
use the
he's
angle?
doing the.
Yeah, like, are you like?
I
So
don't
are you
have
like?
to.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This is making me feel really uncomfortable. I feel like you're gonna start doing you're gonna pose for magazines or something.
That's kind of the goal. That was my alternative to the band. So, like, sort of got into teaching. Steve went back to school. I'm gonna try modeling. It's my next career path.
Like, are you cut jacked, or are you just like
I'll call it functional.
functional?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell from the picture. I'm trying to pull it up here.
Why don't you just show us right now, Aaron?
Who am I kidding? I have it
Still
saved.
I
Turn.
just ate a ton of pasta.
Oh,
I
yum.
couldn't believe it. I'm like, good for you though. I'm like, good for you. Look at this. It's like you're gonna here it is. I found it.
Okay.
Found it. So you're gonna
I'll up the
break
picture and post.
you're gonna break. Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't
Break the internet.
break it. Yeah. Look at that.
Oh yeah, look at
Nice.
those. Those
You're
are
gonna-
really
I mean,
big.
he's flexing. I
You're
mean,
gonna
he's
I was
gonna
leaning on it.
you're gonna break Steven's shoulders. This motherfucker.
Yeah, it's bad lighting. My arms are much bigger in person, I swear.
Oh, okay. So this is very modest.
Yeah.
Come see us at a show, and we'll show you.
Yeah, I can't wait. I've already
After the show.
I've already asked for the next night off because I need to go see Aaron in the flesh.
I don't blame you.
No, it's crazy 3 years. Well, you said you guys have like music ready to go for this year. So
oh yeah.
like you guys are ready. Like I feel like a lot of bands now, like this is the year that they're like this is what 2020 should have been, but maybe not the same because there was a lot of momentum in 2020 and it kind of got put to a halt. But talk about 2023. Let's talk about the positives. I want to pull you out from that dark place, George.
I'm not in the dark place, and I think and we were joking before we started recording that we were going to make our manager Alex listen to this podcast to figure out what we talked about instead of like making little notes. I should probably listen to it anyway, but yeah. So I think one of the biggest things, like outside of music, but on the business end of things, is I feel like we're just much more organized, like in terms of what we want to do and when we want to release things. And what are you laughing at, Steve?
I'm just like, what was that about? What was the point of that?
It's a non sequitur. Just keep it going, keep it rolling. Gosh, you guys have like no charisma over there.
You guys are tough.
Questions. Brutal crowd tonight. Jesse's hangry, Steve's whatever. No, but like I don't know. We feel at least I feel much more organized, and that's probably because I feel like I'm doing less of the actual managerial work in terms of promotions and ads and things like that, and a lot of that's kind of off our plate, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. I feel much more confident. I think the songs sound very good and much closer to kind of like Jesse said before, what our original vision for them sort of was. But yeah, from a business standpoint, the feeling that weight kind of lift off my shoulders of having to worry about, how to do Facebook ads or what editing videos or content or whatever, having that off of our plate, I think has been a huge thing, which has been really nice. So that's, at least on the business end of thing, a big part of it for me in terms of my mental well-being.
Real quick, was the last album, were you not happy with that effort, or what's, because I feel that was good. It was a good collection, but I feel like you guys are like, it's not exactly what we wanted. We need to go.
Yeah. There
We
was
did the whole
some-
thing
Yeah.
in 2 weeks. We did 10 songs in 2 weeks. And like now we're handing stuff off. That's like 80-90% of the way there. We pretty much know how it's going to sound before we hand it off. And on the album that we did, but was not that at all. We pretty much started from scratch. And I think we're not like pointing fingers. I think a lot of it was like we didn't really know what we wanted, and
Right,
didn't
I'm
have
not.
the means to express it.
Yeah,
I don't know. We're a picky bunch over here, Popko.
Yeah,
I'm glad you picked me tonight. I'm not talking shit on anybody, or whoever you worked with in the past. It's just like one of those things that's like, you learn, right? You learn kind of what you want, and it's like dating a girl. It's like you dated her and you find out all these things you don't like about her, and now you find out what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like our favorite songs on the album, at least for me, I really enjoy. And then and I think sound really good. And then I think there's a couple other songs that we like could listen back to and we're like, what were we trying to do? Or that didn't really sound the way, or like, oh, we wish it sounded closer to the way the demo sounded, or something that at the time we probably weren't thinking about.
Yeah. I mean, we know with this batch, like we've combed the desert with a fine tooth comb with these. Whereas last time it was kind of like, let's get 10 songs done, and there's a couple that we liked a lot more than the others turned out, and now we don't have that. So
Yeah, that's probably more it, is that we didn't have to do 10 songs, but we did.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
we paid.
we also we paid. Yeah, that's a big thing. But we also just listened to a bunch of those demos. It was kind of a mix the other night. Jesse had a bunch of old like demos of like, you know, moments and missed opportunity stuff, and then newer stuff that we just put out that it was fun to like listen to all the stuff that we've been thinking about for, you know, like a really long time now. Like Steve said, a lot of these songs started, you know, back in 2020. So it's been a while that these have been cooking, so to speak.
Got it.
Well, they're done.
They're done.
How many are done right now?
4.5.
4.6.
4.6. Yeah, we got to comp vocals on one, and then
4.65.
I don't know.
Are they all coming out this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll be out like, I don't know. I don't want to say
5.
and be wrong.
At least 5 will be out this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully more.
So 4 more after the one that was just released.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And the latest single was called "Running on Empty."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Talk about that one. It's first new music in what, 2 years, right? Kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it October 2021 we put out the artist?
Something like that.
Yeah. And that's technically an old song. And then the other one was a cover. So, yes. New song. First new in a while.
So new stuff, modern times.
I think we led with this one because it's kind of different from our other stuff, and I guess you could probably attest to that, Popko. But I don't know. I think it's a good blend of like our sound and like sort of the direction that we're changing. You know, like, I mean, how many songs on the last album had real drums? 1, 2,
1, and it was 35 seconds of one.
Yeah, so
you know, like
it was all just like sampled drums and like this new stuff. Every single song has no, every single song but one has real drums on it. So
yeah.
I think we're just going for a more like organic-y, like raw sound, and I think that Running on Empty is like kind of in the middle. I don't know. Am I describing this right? I would say that's probably why we led with it, at least. I don't know. What do you want to know about it?
Whatever. I mean, I always hate asking that question, like what's it about, all that kind of shit, because a lot of artists want to leave it open to interpretation. But I'm always very curious as to what songs are about.
We've fought about the title for forever.
Long time.
Do you want to know? Do you take a guess why? Why do you think we fought about it, Popko?
What do you think?
Because you guys hate each other.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but why else?
Well,
secretly hate each other.
I don't think we.
If he's not pointing it out right away, then it just proves that we could have kept the name, or that we made the right choice. It is just the title of another popular song that was popular like 40 years ago.
Okay, it's a song that we all know. It's like if you think of that title of the song.
I didn't hear that other song until recently.
I also didn't fight that hard on it. Okay.
No, because you got outvoted
about it.
Yeah, I grumbled. Yeah, sure.
Grumble.
We're democracy, Popko, and sometimes it's not always the best.
No, that's right. That's true.
You guys need
sometimes if we were a dictatorship, we outsource votes.
I was gonna say,
we do better with odd numbers.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
Yeah. No, so Running on Empty is cool. I feel like it is the most communal song that we've done, and all these new songs are pretty communal. Like my buddy Corey, who I play in a band with called Dogwood Last, and my friend Matt also played a big part of this. Ethan, Steve's roommate, did a lot of the vocals.
Coughed right there. He just coughed off stage.
Wow, there he is. So it was definitely cool.
Delete that.
Yeah, like
delete that.
The coolest part for me is how the last album was pretty much just the four of us and our producer engineer. And the new stuff is like much more communal. I mean, George isn't even playing drums on one of the songs. Sorry, George, I outed you.
No, that's okay.
So
I think it's
just
going to be pretty obvious.
You're still playing drums more on these 5 songs than you did on.
Yeah,
that is true.
That's just like the style, and we're going for the bigger, the more organic style now. Like, we have the capability of recording a drum set in Jesse's room. Like, we have a good microphone for us to sing into now. Like, it's just different. Like, we don't, and I mean, we still like went and tracked stuff like on our own, but like with Wiggy at SI, down in North Forge, shout out Wiggy. But like, yeah, it's just like we were in charge now. And then if we outsourced to one of our friends, they became an equal part while they were there. Like it's fun.
I feel like I figured out why George was kind of like on the outs. Because he's like, I don't fucking need me.
No, I don't think it was that. I mean, the kind
I'm
of the
kidding,
crazy
I'm kidding.
part, though, is that no, it's fine. I think it's cool to talk about now, like looking back at it. Like I think I'm not a credited writer on any of these. Well, 4, I would say. Yeah, no, really any of these 5 songs. And I was on everything else, but like I really truly wasn't there for really any of this writing stuff. Like I like wouldn't come around. So it's kind of been cool on the back end that I'm like kind of involved with the production of it. Just because I'm not really super biased towards anything in particular. Like I didn't write any of the songs. I didn't bring any of the ideas. I could kind of just come and be like, oh yeah, I really like that. Like there's one song out of this bunch that like I probably listen to daily. Not probably, I do listen to it daily, and it's like one of my favorite things that I think we're ever going to put out. And whether that'll be the most popular or not, I don't know, and I don't think it really even matters all that much at this point. But like it truly is one of my favorite songs, and it's cool just to like go into it from a perspective of like I just genuinely enjoy this, and I want it to be the best product it could be. And so that's been kind of a unique experience because I really wasn't there. I wasn't really involved in the process until like this.
Is it the one that is most recently finished?
Yeah. No,
Wait,
it's the one
or
that's
is it the one
most
that's not
recently
finished
finished. No, not the one
Okay.
that's not finished yet.
Okay.
The one that
So-
Phil just sent the
Yeah, I gotcha.
basis for. Yeah.
Like, that's cleared up. Good.
Yeah.
We're not saying any of the titles because we refer to them as inappropriate titles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
But going back to like the vibe of the songs, I think the next one that's coming out, like that's finalized. We could talk about that one, right?
Sure.
Are we? Yeah. So then the next
go
song
for
is
it.
coming out on April 20th of next month, assuming that we get all of our ducks in a row for artwork this week. Yeah, 420. And it's definitely the outlier on the group of songs for me. Like I don't think it really sounds like. See, why are you reacting to everything I say? Jesus.
I was agreeing. God.
It's definitely the outlier on in terms of the songs that we did, and it's the most raw. It's like definitely the most raw. So I think that was another reason we released Running on Empty first, was because it was like kind of raw, and this song is like, it's border. You guys tracked it live, didn't you?
Yeah, we overdubbed it, but
Yeah.
it was yeah.
Yeah.
For our standards, it was tracked live.
Yeah, it's pretty raw. So, and I think it's really cool. It's different. It's really, really, really different. So I'm curious to see what the reaction is going to be on it. We should have sent you the songs. Popko, that would have been a good move on our part.
Yeah,
So
back when I had a radio show, you guys would have sent it to me, and we would have been playing it and
Well,
all that fun stuff.
what's your reaction to Running on Empty, Popko?
I told you I liked it. It wasn't like a huge deviation from what you guys have put out in the past, in my opinion.
Mhm.
So it was very I think it's modern ties. It's like it was just good to hear new stuff from you.
Yeah,
Thanks, man.
we appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, I think also like there was a lot of the on a lot of our old stuff, it's like a lot of software instruments too, like a lot of MIDI and samplers and all that stuff. Whereas like running on empty is like there's a real bass, a real guitar, real keyboard, like that's not just like plugged into the computer and like quantized. Not that I didn't play stuff, but like, it's not MIDI notes, it's like audio. And there's just like so much more of that on this album, on this set of songs.
There was
so like, we can dive into like our instrumental playing more than we have in the past. I think is really where we go for it.
There were two bands that I kind of heard, and I'm going to do something that I also hate to do. I hate asking what songs are about, and I hate comparing songs or bands to other bands because my biggest fear is, me saying that, oh, you sound like, Joe Blow, and you're like, oh, I fucking hate Joe Blow. But
We love Joe Blow.
I can't remember hold on. There was have you guys ever heard of Head Automatica?
Isn't that that Sarah Bareilles song, the Head Automatica, and you tell me
No.
Just mute his microphone.
It sounds familiar.
I just learned how to do kicking people out of the rooms, I think.
It's been great.
Well, that's your
seeing
first
Popko.
strike, Steve.
No, so I mean this band was like, I think, was it the lead singer? Was he initially in Glassjaw? I want to say. I forget. But go listen to Head Automatica, specifically the song called Beating Heart Baby.
Are you saying head?
Head
Head
Automatica.
automatic.
Head. I tend to mumble. Head with a H.
Gotcha. I hear you. I'm a mumbler as well.
And I'm yeah, but you're not the one who's hosting the podcast.
Beating Heart Baby, that's their top song.
Yes. And I want to say that that's like, yeah, it was like 04. But yeah, check that. There was just like hints of that band in that song that I'm kind of sad that you guys don't know that band, but maybe you will after this.
Oh, gotta listen to him now.
Gotta listen to it.
Who was the second band? You said there was two bands.
I couldn't tell you. So when I was listening to it, I'm like, oh, this sounds like this. And like, oh wait, this also sounds like this. And I don't want to play.
You can't remember the second one?
No,
that's okay.
I can't. I'll text you if I remember it.
Okay, that's fair.
But,
that's fair.
Well, I'm a nobody, so I won't get kicked off. I'm not gonna find it. I'm not gonna hear it.
That's okay. It's okay.
But
we could rock and roll with it.
When I listen to it again, I'll let you know when it comes back to me.
Aaron's listening to it right now. He's listening to
Beating
Heart Baby.
Yeah, don't play that out loud. I'll get pulled.
We'll have to pull the whole podcast down.
All my listeners, yeah. But yeah, but you said you have management now too. And it's a little weight off of George's shoulders. We're talking about artwork. I think artwork is very important, right? As far as like,
yes, it is.
Cover. Aaron says,
it is.
No, is it
passionate about that?
Is it?
Is it not?
I don't think we know. I don't know. I don't think we know anything, Popko. It's like if you get one thing out of this whole podcast is that we don't know anything. I don't know. Is artwork a big thing?
I think it's important to us because it's something that we can control and we want it to look how we feel about the song.
Yeah, but as a consumer, if I'm like listening to like I don't know, like a Discover Weekly, I'm not like, oh shit, let me look at their album cover if I like the song. So I don't.
It's the other way around. If you're scrolling and you see like a really grabby, cool cover art, like, what's that? And you like, maybe I'll listen to it. I've done that.
Yeah.
And
On-
it
on
needs
a-
to like a
On a picture that's
cohesive-
that big on your phone.
Yeah,
This is very big. This
Yeah,
is
I
You
like,
know,
this is like
you,
Yeah, but
half my phone.
you're not scrolling like that.
But this
Go
is
to a
the-
playlist.
the-
The
All
picture is
right.
that
song that he was
Is that
talking
big?
about.
Christ.
We
Well,
just have
no.
pictures of Aaron's biceps on our covers.
Hey, don't
yeah, just a
fucking help
big.
me here.
Yeah.
It's
No,
one of those
here's
you won't notice it if it's bad, but you will notice it if it's good. Or you'll notice it if it's really bad. You'll only notice one or the other. But if it's average and mundane, then whatever, it doesn't matter. But like,
I mean, so here's I'm old school, right? I mean, I used to go to the record store and bought CDs way back when. And I would go and I like, even if I didn't want to buy something specifically, I would like go and flip through and buy something based on cover art. You know how many beers
okay, so
how many
pause.
beers I
I agree
bought
with you.
off of just a can that had cool art and the beer sucked?
yeah, exactly. Sometimes you
In
gotta
that
give people-
capacity, I agree with you. But I don't think that these 5 songs will ever see a physical copy.
That's okay. That's okay. But
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure every song will
not
have
the individual.
cover art, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This
I
broken
don't-
down
I
car,
don't know.
this broken down car it speaks to me.
We've all had cars break down, Popko.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
have. One time Steve broke Jesse's car.
is that why
One
you're
time-
so angry about this?
That car is in.
Are you triggered?
That car is running on empty. The engine of that Mini Cooper.
Wait,
Is
was
that
the
what that
first or the
engine is?
second?
What you broke the second one?
I broke the second one.
Saigon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then that one it still exists. You didn't break it for good.
So the first one died a pretty painful death.
But yeah, and like the second verse or something. There's like a
Yeah.
car engine that
I
revs.
can't stop.
and
I
it's
hit
just
them.
like yeah, wow, we're really painting the picture there. Yeah, it was just like I was in the driver's seat and had my iPhone and just put it down by my foot and revved it in neutral, and there you go.
That's awesome. I think that was a great look at all 4 of us viewing something on like almost total opposite sides of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Like
It's mayhem.
Jesse is like, at cover art, whatever. Aaron's like, no, it's important. Steve's like, it's important, but for this reason. And I'm kind of just like,
Yeah.
let's just put
Mom and
something
Dad
on
don't
it.
fight.
What was your quote yesterday
yeah,
when
Mom
we
and
talked
Dad
about it? It was, I don't give a what, George?
I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
I really can't remember.
Are you guys gonna break up tonight?
No, no.
Maybe our relationship, but not the band.
Okay.
Gosh.
Band's
no,
strong.
get
Well,
outta here.
like I said, I think that we've come to realize that we don't know anything, and it's actually helped probably a lot. A lot of our convictions are probably not as
Maybe.
strong as they used to be, which alleviates a lot.
Yeah. You just don't overthink it, right? You know, just like
Yeah.
We like to come in hot with our opinion, and then we
Yeah.
realize our opinion doesn't really matter. And then so there's it's a tense 5 minutes, and then we're like, yeah, something will get done.
But you like the car tire, Popko?
the flat tire. Yeah.
Nice. Way to go. Brandon.
That's good.
That's our buddy
There you go,
Brandon.
Brandon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
our friend Brandon.
destroyed.
Shout out Brandon Foster.
You can't
Yeah.
drive on that.
No.
Can't drive on an empty
You
tank.
sit-
One might say it's empty.
It's running on empty.
The tire's no longer filled with air, so it is empty.
It's
Oh,
fact
man.
empty.
I'm filled with air.
You are. Yeah, I don't know, like the artwork thing. I think in the sense of like knowing that we really don't know anything is we're constantly asking questions almost like we know no one knows the answer. Like, hey, when is this song going to get traction? It's like I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, like we could run whatever ads we want or playlists we want, or be on
Well,
any.
and I think that there's a line too of like us doing things because we like them and that's how we want to be represented, and then there's the other half, which is like doing stuff that we think will perform well,
Right.
which I don't know.
Yeah, I mean
I
the
feel like-
album.
Well, I just feel like we're starting to care less about what we think will perform well because we
Yeah.
don't know. And I think in doing that, I don't know. I don't want to say we were like not genuine before, but I don't know. I feel like this stuff is a better representation of us, this new stuff, than anything else we've done.
Okay. And what does this manager do? Because I feel really bad for her trying to manage you
Oh,
guys.
oh
Like,
yeah.
like I'm trying to
Um,
manage this conversation and I'm doing a very poor job at it because you guys are just angry and
No,
tired.
this is us
no,
liking you.
we're
This means
really
we like
not.
you.
We're really not that angry.
I know, I'm kidding. I'm
We're
kidding.
really not.
I'm kidding.
So it's her name is Alex. She has a really like large background in the music industry. She what was it, U of Arts? She's gonna get really mad that we're talking about her at all. But so Alex, like, kind of, she used to follow the band like pre-pandemic. She used to come out and see the band all the time. Like, genuine fan of what we were doing for years. And she was working in Philly for, I think, Live Nation at a couple of venues pre-COVID, and then COVID hit, so she moved back home. She's from like the Valley View area. Um, and when she was home, she like touched base with me about doing some digital marketing for the Regal Room, actually. And I like looked her up because I had I knew her name. Her brother Mitch was in a band anytime soon around here, so we kind of knew her from that. And she had this like really great music resume, like was linked with all these venues and all these people. Um, so I was like, hey, the Regal Room's not interested at this time, but like, would you be interested in taking over all of Modern Ties, like social media? Like, could you redo our website, get content ideas and posts? Like, 'cause that was the thing we're probably the worst at, in my opinion. And I think Jesse would probably agree here, is social media stuff, like posting stuff, content ideas, filming stuff for content. Um, just like we have traditionally never been very good at it.
We
Even
don't
when
want to do it.
yeah, it's like, yeah, it's not
It's
fun
weird,
at all.
right?
Yeah, like, and it's really not us. And I know like Telco just had a big thing about, oh, there's Moose. Telco just had this big Instagram, like, I'm like kind of rebranding who I am because it's not genuine to me, and I'm not going to try to be this like influencer who we're not. And I think that that's really cool. I respect him a lot for that. Um, so it wasn't really our cup of tea. So Alex kind of started doing that. And then she was like, oh, I want to try to get you guys like this opportunity, or, oh, I want to do this for you guys. Oh, I want to do this for you guys. And then it got to the point where it was like, well, I'll just answer the emails, or, oh, I'll just deal with the people doing your playlisting and doing your ads. Oh, I'll just deal with advancing the show for you guys. So it just kind of happened. I guess is the best way to put it. But yeah, she does a lot, like a real lot. She's at all of our shows. She films all of our stuff. She, like, really top to bottom, she's involved in pretty much everything now. Like, she pretty much ran the meeting we had yesterday about stuff we're trying to do this summer and places we're going to try and play and all that fun stuff. So it's been really cool. And my favorite story about Alex is we opened up for small pools at the University of Scranton, and it was through our college agency, who books us a bunch of these college shows. We're still affiliated with them. And we walk in, and she, like, one of the agents from Deggy comes up with us and is like, hey, I'm your point person here. Like, here's the way to the green room or whatever. We're walking. And Alex like comes in another door, and the girl's like, Alex, and she knew the girl from some Live Nation venue that she had been at before. So it was just cool. It was like, okay, we did find someone who was like legitimately connected here and isn't just kind of blowing smoke. So that was in a lot of ways reassuring, but still pretty cool. So yeah, she's been handling like a lot of our back end sort of stuff, which I feel much more confident about now, personally.
It's probably like a lot of fun to be, or almost have like a fly on the wall for you guys, because like instead of having to worry about doing it yourself, because I struggle with that myself too. Like I first of all, I'm old, like, and I don't know how to utilize like social media to like a video content platform. I don't know. It's weird. I don't want to like record myself. Like, I don't want to do any of that. And it's
You
just,
don't
it's
do
just
TikTok dances, Popko?
no, I don't like.
Hi.
I don't even know. Like that whole thing to me is just very strange. And it's it's awesome for younger kids that get it immediately, but I don't know. It's just weird. It's awkward.
Very.
Yeah, we agree.
Yeah.
So hence Alex.
Yeah, that's good. Good for you. I gotta find an Alex.
Yeah, no, been very helpful. Productivity has been up.
That's good. You mentioned Telco. I saw you guys. You were basically his band for his. I think was it first or second show in Scranton. Was that earlier this year? Was that last year? I can't even.
It was
January.
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 Yeah, great show. And when I talked to him during one of these episodes, like I thought maybe he was just gonna like borrow Jesse for the night. But it was all of you guys.
Yeah.
What was
You
that
were
like?
pumped on that show, Popko.
Dude, I love you guys, and I love Telco. I love his music. And the harmonies on the one song, I couldn't even fucking tell you what song it was, but just incredible. Like that was one of the moments when I was at that show. Like I felt like I was. This is gonna sound like dumb, but I felt like I was like completely surrounded. Like I was like just encompassed, like in that music, in that moment. It was awesome. Like
That's really cool.
goosebumps, everything. Yeah, it was awesome.
Presence.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, we love
Uh,
Mike. I call him Mr. Telco.
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea you guys were like. So I didn't think you guys were friends. I just thought he like, oh, I need a band. And he ran into you guys. I thought maybe it was just one of you that was full band. Turns out you guys have been friends for a long time.
Yeah.
Definitely known each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Mike probably grew up like blocks away from Steve. All you West Siders know each other. But over the pandemic, I don't know how I was the one that kind of like got close with Mike 1st. And I think it was just, I don't know, probably boredom. Sorry, Mike. That's probably where it originated from. But now we're good buds. I worked with him for a little bit before I landed the job I'm at now. We work together. He's my boss, Mr. Telco. But he's great, man. He like, I don't know, just has like a completely different outlook on music than we do. Like he didn't start playing, I'm sure he told you this, but like he didn't start playing music until he was like 19 or 20 or something like that. Like definitely just like an adult. So I think in doing that, it definitely just comes from a different place than I think the place that we draw music from, having been doing it since we're kids. But no, he's great. His music's really good. I think he does a really good job at marketing, and his social media image is good. I like it. I think a while ago we started basing a lot of our stuff in all reality on stuff that he was doing. Like for sure.
I remember like because we released our first song around the same time, I think. And I remember being like, who is Telco from Scranton? And how is whatever song? I think it was -9. How did this song get so many streams?
Say hello.
Or hello. And
a
I'm
shit
just
ton,
like,
dude.
Yeah, dude. And it was like blowing up. And it won some kind of award, I think, too. Like
The Grammy, yeah.
No, not a Grammy. But like a bigger award. And I remember being like definitely jealous of like, okay, what did he do right? Like, especially at that time when I was feeling really shitty about not feeling like I did not do all the right things,
Projecting, Popko.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. Super healthy mentally.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna play a couple shows coming up with Mr. Michael Gilbride.
Yeah, we are.
We're taking over his band.
He's gonna make us pizzas.
Telco is now
gonna make us pizzas.
Yeah. Over the summer, we're planning to go out on the road for a couple dates. There's nothing really super finalized yet. But he agreed to do the whole run with us that we're gonna do. So he's gonna pile in our van. We might need a trailer. We're still discussing that as a possibility, or at least I'm been on Facebook Marketplace pretty incessantly looking for a trailer.
Second van.
2 vans. Yes, we're gonna take 2,
Hopefully.
and we're gonna tie the first van to the second van, and it'll pull the van down the
You're
highway
gonna have a fleet.
just to save gas. Yes, or maybe we'll get a
Fleet.
Nissan Armada or something like that.
Yes.
Nice spacious SUV.
Good gas efficient vehicle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So and he since
Why don't
we
we all
played
just
that
drive
show,
separately?
yeah, we'll all take cars. But it was kind of funny on that first show. He had never he had played one live show previous to it, so he used like our monitor system that we use, and he like, and I don't think he would mind us talking about this, right? But like he really didn't know what was, like the norm for like live gigs, or like how to, what you would want in your ears or things like that. So it was kind of cool to like go through that process with him for the first time, and sort of help him like create his live set, because he was really cool about asking for input, or like us giving him input on what we would do or how we would arrange the set and things like that, which was really cool. And we all kind of clicked. Like Duds is in that band as well, and he's an awesome dude. I don't know how much time you've ever spent with that guy, but he is a gem of a human being. So he's going to be in the van too in the summer, which is going to be awesome. But yeah, no, it was a really cool experience. I think our genres of music are very similar, which I think made the gap just a little bit easier too. So I felt super comfortable playing with him, and it was fun. It was really fun.
Yeah, funny story about him is I thought he was like a robot when he first like hit the scene, because like he sent me his music. I'm like, this is really fucking good, and I'm looking at the streams on Spotify, like you said, and it was massive. Like all his social media was a cartoon. I'm like, does this kid for real? Like, does he exist? Like, is this am I getting punked? Like, what's going on here?
Is it the Gorillas, or what? Is that
Yeah,
the fake band?
yeah. I'm like, is this what's happening? And then that show, like, I mean, I've talked to him twice via Zoom, and I've seen him on the internet, but that was the first time I met him. I was baffled by his height. He's very tall. I was not expecting that. I got there, I'm like, wow, this guy's fucking tall. Yeah,
that's a fair point. He's an awesome person too. Like he's just very dry, and I think he's very, very, very funny. So he like kind of understands our humor too. Like we FaceTimed him the other day, and he didn't answer, and we were all very mad at him, but it was because he was making a pizza. So he sent us a picture of the pizza when he was done. It was just, I don't know.
That's good.
Mr. Toko.
I was worried about his recent post. I was like, oh no.
Well, no, that's what I was talking about earlier. I think I kind of respect that move. Like
I do too, but it was like, does he like it was like a borderline like I'm giving up. Like it was weird. It was like a weird thing.
Oh, you took it. I see. I didn't take it like that at all. I think it was more like I'm going to be genuine with what I am and what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, there was definitely that, but I felt like he just was like defeated. Like I can't like, and I never thought he was like this fake persona by any means. Like, I mean, we've talked before, so maybe like someone who didn't know him would feel that way, but like, I don't know. I just never felt like it was ever, not genuine. And I don't know. I just felt like that post was like, I'm defeated. I give up. Like, you win. You win, social media. Here I am.
I hope not. I hope it wasn't
Same,
like
yeah.
that.
Hope not. But
no, he's got a song coming out in like a month.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good too.
He's gonna be in the band in the van, and so he's he'll get all sorts of good raw content that way.
There you go. Genuine content.
Not sure how much of that he'll be able to post, but
raw content.
It'll be good to have.
Well,
it's good for our spirit.
Well, I had to also make a comment. Maybe it's the Shopland Hall that gets me every time, or maybe it's Jesse. I remember Jesse was playing with James Barrett for his release September of 2021.
Yeah.
I think so. The first one.
Was it that long ago?
I think so.
Yeah. You're right.
I think so, but
right.
I forget what song he was playing that night. But you came out with the trumpet, and it didn't exist.
Yeah, it's probably his song Yellow Paint.
Yes, and it didn't exist like that on the album, I don't believe.
I played some trumpet on that album, and I don't think it was on.
but not that song.
I don't- Yeah, or if it was, it wasn't like that. Like it was background.
Yeah, whatever it was. When you put your lips on that horn, I was like, holy fuck. No, all honesty, it was like when that whole thing was just like, again, goosebumps. I don't know. I don't know if it's the room. I don't know if it's you. I don't know what it is.
Could be a little bit of both.
Thanks.
So you might like 420 might be a good date for you, Popko.
Okay, I'm excited. 420. Write it down.
Lifestyle.
If you like that.
All right.
Writing it down.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Okay. All right.
But no, like I said, both those shows were in the same room. Maybe it's all of it. Maybe it's all of it. I don't know.
It is haunted.
Is it?
Likely.
Cultural Center? Yeah.
Maybe. Sure. Why not? It's a shame they can't do more shows there.
Well, it's Union House, so for
I know. That's what I'm saying.
little boys like us can't afford it.
No. But
That's been you want to talk about a recent struggle is like where to play a like solid original show around here.
yeah, around here you're not going to get it. I mean, I would definitely. I know you guys are Scranton natives, but I would the Jazz Cafe. I feel like
Yeah.
has been a spot there that has given opportunities to multiple genres.
No, it's the best place around here for sure.
Yeah.
But it's too far for us. Like not too far, but we just don't
For our crowd.
draw. I don't think we've ever played in Wilkes-Barre one single time.
What if you
We did once.
you did once? You did once for me at that Carl Hall.
Carl Hall. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
We have done Carl Hall.
Gun
Yeah.
Crawl Hall, yeah.
But what if
Forgot about
like
that. Yeah, it's good spot.
what if like a Wilkes-Barre based band that pulled and you guys opened for them? Would that work?
Well, we've done some stuff with like Joe Burke, who's like kind of down there.
Mhm.
Mm.
That was like the Carl Hall Outback thing.
We played
Yeah.
Jazz Cafe with
Elephants
Dancing
Dancing.
one time.
Yeah, it was fun. But it was like we really didn't bring
Yeah.
It's my thing, like especially with an original gig around here to maximize it, it has to be somewhere or something that is either unique or uniquely fun or already downtown, right? Like take a place that's already popular locally, it's easier to get people there for
Sure.
for anything, I think that goes without saying, but
I understand.
yeah, no, it's not a bad idea though.
I don't know. I would love to see it down that way. I'm in the middle of both Scranton and Wilkes-Barre, so I don't care either way.
You're
I'll
at the
go-
airport.
I'll go both.
Do
I'll go
you
both.
live at the airport?
Yes.
Do you have to take the roundabout every day?
No, I don't live up that way.
Gotcha.
But well, guys, we'll wrap things up. It's getting late on a Monday. I don't want to keep you too long.
It's New York City, baby. Bars are open till 4.
Aaron's got to sleep. He's losing gains right now by not sleeping.
Yeah, it's true.
He's got to drink more protein.
I was fit once. It was 10 years ago, almost to the date. It's a lot of work, man. A lot of credit to you. It was a miserable existence. I was working out 5 days a week, hour a day. The worst part wasn't even the workout. It was like eating. I was eating like 6 meals a day, and they were all weighed. I was drinking like 1 drink a week. It was a vodka tonic.
Yeah, definitely don't do any of that.
No,
Don't touch the stuff.
I'm running the genetics here.
Yeah. See me, it was a struggle. I mean, it happened over the course of 16 weeks. I went from like 199 down to 176. I went from being a beer belly to a half of a 6-pack.
Which
it was
half?
quick. It was quick. The bottom 2 and like one of the middle ones. It wasn't the top part. It was the bottom.
bottom part. I
Bottom.
feel like those are the harder abs to get.
Maybe. Probably. For sure. They definitely were.
Yeah.
I haven't had abs in a long time.
I swear I've gained weight in the past, well, since my daughter was born, which was back in July. I'm convinced that well, it's probably so I don't sleep well at all. Like I'm up 2 or 3 times a night still. And I'm also 40, so it's a struggle.
Yeah.
So I think combined, it's not doing me any favors.
Gotcha.
Hey, you look beautiful.
You do. The beard is luscious.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, give me some ASMR,
Dude,
Popko.
so my nephew does ASMR videos. And he'll whisper into the fucking microphone. The views he has, the views, the amount of subscribers on YouTube is laughable, right? Like
People love that shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
I
he
wish
told
I
me how
did,
much
'cause
money
I
he
would
made
be
off
good
of
at
it. He made like 15 grand a year off of doing that, you know. And I'm thinking to myself, like, back when I was his age and I was working at a grocery store, I would have had to have worked like 40 hours a week every, full time basically to make that kind of money that he's making, whispering in the microphone. I get it. Different times, I get it, but Jesus Christ.
That's funny stuff.
And then I'm like, okay, I've talked to guys in Breaking Benjamin. I've talked to guys. I've interviewed the Verve Pipe. I mean, granted, these are guys that, well, Breaking Ben's, big still, but like Verve Pipe is obviously, not as big as they were in the '90s. But like these bands, Modern Ties, for instance, like, and I'm struggling to get subscribers and views. Like, this kid's just going, "Hi, how you doing?"
And he's crushing it.
Crushing it.
He could pay a mortgage, right? Yeah,
He just pays fucking gas bill. God damn.
that's funny. How did he
So-
get into it? How does one get into that type of thing?
That's what I asked him too, and I'm like, "Well, how?" And he's like, "I just, I was researching some different things, and I didn't really pay attention too much because I was so angry. I was so angry. I'm like,
Blacked out.
You're just like us.
I'm like, I've got merch. What the fuck?
I've got merch.
Like, did you sell a shirt before a vasectomy? No, you didn't. I did.
Does he have merch?
Wait,
No,
you sold a shirt before a
Shoulder,
vasectomy?
sir.
Yes, that's my claim to fame. I sold one of my shirts because everyone's like, "Why do you wear your own shirt?" I'm like, "Because no one else is going to." I gave one to George, who probably hasn't worn it since.
That's
Anyways.
not true. I wore it 3 weekends ago for a show.
I haven't
He
seen
does
it.
wear it a lot.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it on video, so I'll prove it, George.
Okay,
Get
hold on.
get
Prove it.
get Alex on the horn.
She would know.
Get some content. I need but anyways, I'm like, well, if I don't wear it, who else is going to? So I wear it, and I wore it to my vasectomy. And the nurse that was giving me the bag to put all my clothes in, she's like, is that your face on your shirt? I said, yeah. She's like, the Popko project. What is that? And she read further and it said podcast. And she's like, oh, what's the podcast about? I said, a lot of music, and I told her about people I've interviewed before, and she's like, "Oh, my daughter loves music. Do you have shirts for sale?" And I said, "Well, not on me. Like, I have them at home." She's like, "Can I give you money for one? How much?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I'm like, Venmo me
Take
or
it off my bill.
Yeah, take it off my bill.
While you're
She-
down there.
But yeah, she's she's like, I'll give you the money to your wife. I'm like, sure. I don't care. She's like, oh no, I'll put it in your bag with your clothes. I said, that's fine too. I said, Venmo's cool, whatever you want to do. So I said, write down your address. I'll ship it to you. So I sold a shirt before my vasectomy.
That's
Always
awesome.
grinding.
So we
There
just
you go.
need to all get vasectomies. And
That's what you're saying, yeah.
Our music, yeah.
Yeah, you need
Moral
to
of the story.
get a vasectomy and you'll sell merch.
Pretty much.
There you go. All
It's
right.
not bad.
Well, real quick. Any big shows lined up? What's the big news for 2023? You got four more songs or 5 more songs coming out.
We got music. We got going on the road. We got
On the road with Modern Ties.
I don't know what else do we got.
Got some college gigs coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mostly the new music.
Nothing.
yeah, the new music.
Yeah, No shows until like the summer, probably.
Yeah.
I heard new merch. I heard new merch with the Axelrad screen printing.
That was
Mhm.
that was the one thing I forgot
Okay.
to bring up with Alex yesterday, and I texted her this morning about it. So you probably will be getting a call soon.
That's funny. I was only kidding.
Yeah. No,
Cool.
no. Are you?
Cozies.
I'm assuming you're still there. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's funny because I
Let's
just
see.
interviewed Elephants Dancing last week. They were, last week. I posted that last week, and they were talking about merch, and you just talking about like how they're doing merch and blah blah. I'm like, the only thing I heard from this whole conversation is that you're getting merch done that's not with me. It's like that. He's like, dude, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you worked there. Blah blah blah. I'm like, I do a very poor job promoting myself, and then I work there because it's weird for me. Like if I go on the internet and said, "Hey, I work for Axelrad. Like, come print your shirts with us or me," I feel like that's like it's a weird thing to do. Like, is Popko hurting? Like, is he begging for sales on the internet? I have no problem
Are you?
promoting this.
Shameless.
No,
Promote it. We're good, man.
well, no, I know, but
We'll
I have
re
no
up our order.
but I promote this podcast, but it's like to me, it's like I'm promoting the people on it more than I am myself. So it's a weird self thing that I have to get over.
That's
So that was my
okay.
first attempt to guilt you guys into getting merch done with me.
Well, before our run of shows in the summer, we will need merch. I mean, we might need merch before then too. We got a couple college gigs coming up that, and next month, April, April and May, we have, at least have one per month. And I'm waiting on. We usually get one college in Dalton, Georgia, to hire us every year. They've hired us for the last, I think, 3 years, and we have not gotten a call from them yet. But it's usually right around now that they're like, trying to get us
by now.
Oh yeah, it's
Me too. Maybe it's over. Maybe we've run our course.
Maybe it's closed.
Dalton State, if you're listening, bring us back.
Well, be careful because I'm still mad at Josh Balls. You know Josh Balls?
I know of him.
Not personally.
Yeah, he owns Strange and Unusual in Kingston. He owns Noir Spirits or whatever that is in Scranton.
Mhm.
Lawyer.
Part of Parlor Beverage. So we were doing a podcast. I forget. I think it was probably for the Alt Natives thing. And he was like in the middle of making a deal with Hershey. Not Hershey, I'm sorry. Some kind of amusement park. And he was going to kind of take over the park and do a haunted thing. He's like, yeah, but they kind of just disappeared on me. And I said, listen, let's call Hershey Park. Hershey Park, if you're listening or watching, call this man. And I tagged them when I released the episode. And like a day later, they called him. It all got set up. He probably made a boatload of money, and I didn't see a dime.
Goodness.
So
Middleman.
Josh Balls, still waiting for my cut.
Well, I'll send you $2 of our Dalton State pay if we get it, and that'll be your commission
Okay.
cut on it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You'll
Sweet.
get the modern ties cut, but you won't get the balls cut. Oh wait, you already got your vasectomy.
Boom.
Oh,
Ooh.
boy.
Kick him out.
done.
Is that two? Is that two?
Kick him out.
I mean, that's not bad. It was a little bit of a stretch. It was quick. Yeah. I mean, all right. You got one.
Could be worse. Yeah, shows in the summer. New merch coming from Axelrad Screen Printing.
Hell yeah.
Shows are going to be with Mr. Telco.
Yeah. It's great.
What else? New
Future is
music.
bright.
New music.
April 20th, new song. Okay.
New
All
song.
right.
420.
Light it up. Your boy is in Elephants Dancing is releasing a song the following day,
Nice.
421.
Oh.
421. And I
I
said,
feel like they would be much
That's
more
what I-
likely to
that's
release
what I
a song
said.
on 420.
that's what I said. I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But who am I?
I mean, it's what, midnight at 420, so it's not. They kind of get it.
No, it's 10 a.m. at 420, Steve.
Maybe for
Oh,
them,
damn,
I'm
that's-
saying like it's midnight. on the 21st.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, our music will be released at 10 a.m. apparently.
Or 11 or 1. We could pick the time.
Or 12:01 a.m.
When do you want to hear it, Popko?
No, I want to hear it before this.
We're gonna ask you the questions now. So
Okay.
if you were a consumer of a song, when would you want it to be released? What do you think is the peak release time? Like day of the week, time of day.
I really miss when new music came out on Tuesdays.
Why did they change that?
because I think they wanted to align it with movie releases as well. I think I could be very wrong. I don't know, but
I didn't know it did come out on Tuesdays.
it used to be Tuesdays. So like I would go to the Gallery of Sound for like a new release back when like Foo Fighters would release a full album, like the height of the CD sales and shit. I'd be at Gallery of Sound on Tuesday at 10 a.m. getting that new release. So Tuesday at 10 a.m. Bring it back. Let's go back to the good days.
Well, how about Thursday at 10 a.m.? Does that work? Is
Fine.
that close enough? And then maybe the next one we could do Tuesday at 10.
Whatever you want to do. I don't know why you're asking me questions if you're not going to listen to me.
I'm just saying we already have plans in place, Popko. We can't just abandon them.
Give me your man.
Although I think moving it up 2 days to the 18th probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. We would just need the artwork 2 days.
You gotta go 420.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we just do 420. It's easy.
Light it up.
We should release the song at 420 on 420.
There you go. No, don't do that.
Yeah.
Remember
Mhm.
when there was a station in Scranton called Alt 92.1 that was a really great station.
I do remember that.
It played great music. It had a great local show. And I believe that Modern Ties was like the blazing track of the day. Once or twice.
It was.
Twice.
And we played Modern Ties at 420. It was the blazing, you get it? The blazing track of the day.
Oh, I get it. That was a big day. That was I haven't thought about that in a really long time. Like how cool you and Ferg were to us throughout that whole experience. Like that was
I
so
think
cool.
about it every day.
It was awesome.
How
man.
angry I am that, the whole thing played out. I mean,
I'm sorry for bringing up your past trauma now. Now we're even.
Thanks for triggering me.
Right?
But no, they changed the fucking format, and I mean, I guarantee you, I mean, it was the only station of its kind in the market, and like I think it was like it had momentum. I mean, granted, like COVID kind of fucked it up too, right? Like everything else, and that's the year that it changed. It was like October 31st or whatever it was of 2020. But like, I mean, it was such a great station that brought like cool bands to the area. And now it's called like QFM or something stupid. And it's like
They don't even have a DJ.
No, and I guarantee you that the listeners are next to nothing. And it just the people that make decisions, I just don't understand how they have jobs and how they make money doing what they do, because I think it's just dumb. But
yeah, I mean, it was just cool because
the heat here.
Well, I don't know. It was cool as like a younger, smaller artist because like that's how we got to play the Kirby Center, and that's how we got to meet some bigger bands and play some bigger things and getting our music heard like during drive time on was it Tuesdays? Or was there a song every day at 420? I think it was maybe a Tuesday when
I think it was every day, but yeah.
Outside the Lines, he played the day after it came out or something like that. I think on the I remember like being in my car purposely at 420 in the Regal Room parking lot to listen to that song.
Yeah.
Which it was just so cool. And for you guys to do that for like a local band, especially because like we knew you had like the local show at night, but it was like you wouldn't have played the tune during the day if you didn't think it was really good or if you didn't really like it, right? So like when that happened, it was kind of like a reaffirming moment, at least for me, that was like, okay, someone else is feeling the same way about this song that we kind of feel about it. And that's like something about that first album too. Like I remember listening to the song Downtown for the first time, the first rough mix, and being like emotional on the van ride home from the studio about like how cool I thought the song was and where it was going production wise and stuff. Steve hated that song.
Initially.
No, I did not. That's a lie.
You hated it.
It's a great song. It's a great song.
Then, you're wrong. Then we fixed it. And then I loved it. So it's great.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'd probably said thank you a million times for it, but it was like because of you and Ferg that we got those cool little opportunities, and you always asked us to play stuff and do promotions, and I don't know, man, it means a lot for a small band, I think. And I think
Yeah,
that's cool that you're still doing stuff like that too,
What just breaks my heart, like you're right. It was an opportunity for a locally owned station to support locally grown artists, and other stations do it, and they're still doing it. And I think they do it differently than what alt did, especially from like a local show standpoint. I mean, there's still bands that I used to feature that still have not seen a minute on those channels, and for whatever reason I don't understand it, but like there's just, and I always say that this area I would put up against any other area in the country, and I always talk about you guys, and specifically an alternative station, like I always said that I would put you guys on daytime radio immediately, like it mixes in that format so well. But again, that's why I sell t-shirts and host a podcast that no one listens to.
Well, we're gonna make Alex listen to this one.
All right, I got one more listener.
So there we go.
Just make sure she follows it on Spotify. If you guys haven't yet, just hit follow. You don't have to listen to any of them. Just hit follow. Just
hit save. Even if you don't even have to listen, just hit save.
Yeah,
Hit save.
save.
Right.
Stream the song, and the first time you stream it, hit save on it. Super important.
Yeah. Hit follow on my page. Hit if you want to rate it, you can rate it.
We're gonna
4.2.
ratings bomb our own episode.
Yes. But
One star for everything.
You don't have to wait till your episode comes out. You can follow the podcast right now.
I think I already.
I just did. And well, speaking, coming full circle here, talking about album covers. What picture are you going to use? Just a picture of Aaron's biceps?
No, actually, please send me a picture of the band.
Aaron's biceps.
Honestly, you might as well just send in like literally a picture of anything because it doesn't matter because nobody's gonna look at it anyway. So. Whatever.
No, I need a photo of
Well,
you guys more horizontal. Well, no, so I need
So all of us lying down together.
yes, on stacked on top of each other.
Horizontal.
We have something like that actually.
Yeah.
Probably has.
No, it's a video. It's a video.
Yeah.
Is there nudity allowed?
I mean, I mark it explicit, so maybe.
Okay.
Sure.
Ooh.
Depends what kind of nudity. I mean, how nude are we talking?
Rear nudity? Oh, there's one.
Just
guy-
cover your nipples, and then we're good.
Laddering nude or not?
I don't know.
The juice tone.
Don't know.
I think that exists, except for with Aaron.
The juice tone. That would be a good one. Dude, this was fun. I like doing this.
It's always a good time. I wanted to get into some life stuff, we talked about what you're watching right now, and it's like Yellowstone and shit like that.
George is watching Yellowstone, in case you didn't know.
But
The Last of Us is over, so
I have to finish the last episode of The Last of Us.
Oh,
So
The
good.
Last of Us.
Yeah, The Last of Us. Yep, that one. I watch garbage TV. I mean, my wife suckered me into it, and I don't fight her on it, but I was watching Love Is Blind, and then
who watches that?
dude.
Gosh,
I've seen it.
Yeah,
yeah, I've seen it.
I like that stupid TV that you can have on and you can kind of pay attention to while also on my phone, wasting my life away. Scrolling through.
Yeah.
I could do both. I always joke too. It's like, well, this is the moment that I could be working out or riding the Peloton that I have that I stare at every day that doesn't get ridden. Anything other than waste my time doing that shit. But here we are. Add that to the list of reasons why I'm fat. I'm asleep, I'm old, and I spend my time watching TV instead of working out.
That's funny.
But yeah,
Added.
we talked about the Chinese spy balloon before this started. I forget what that was
so-
spying on. What the hell was that?
Yeah, what was it spying on?
Logo infringement.
Logo. Yes,
Oh yeah, logos. That's
yes,
right.
The Chinese stole the
Regal Room logo.
Yeah. They had that balloon up there. They stole it years ago.
We had to shoot it down.
Yeah.
I sent that fighter jet up there.
Yeah.
Big George was piloting it.
Yeah. I'll get you this time.
To be clear, I am not Big George. Someone is going to listen to that and assume I call myself Big George.
That's your new name, Big George.
Oh, it's Big George.
Big
George
George.
on
Big
the
George
drums.
is here. Yeah, no, please don't. That's not flattering for anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, guys, I genuinely love you guys. I mean, you said it before, we've played your music. We did that escape room.
Yeah.
That was a lot of
Dude, that
fun.
was awesome. That was really fun. I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
So thank you for always
You
entertaining
weren't
me
there.
and being on the show. And
Yes, I was. I was at the escape room.
you all were, weren't you?
We did
Oh, the
two
whole-
different escape rooms.
Yeah.
We did like
Did we do two?
yeah.
We did 2 and then we did 1
'Cause
together.
I would like to run it back because it was Steve and I.
Yes.
ones that were
You
there.
and I, George,
They split up
Jesse,
the-
you and I did the one, and we did that with the contest
dog.
winners.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we did the other one with the other contest winners.
Oh, and then I saw
All right.
I saw Aaron
Came in
outside
too hot,
afterwards smashing his instrument into his car because he was so mad that he did that.
Mhm. It's true. This doesn't
Yes.
sound like unrealistic.
You've seen
What?
us at some pretty high points, and you've seen us at some pretty low points, Popko.
Have I? I think they were all good.
I don't know.
They were all good.
I don't know. You were at the Montage Mountain costume party. Halloween
yeah.
party.
I forgot about I forgot about that. That was
That's
That
the
was a
most
little
impressive thing we've ever done.
That was Black Tie Stereo. That was not Modern Ties.
Very
Right.
good distinction.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Different
Sorry.
band.
Unbelievable distinction.
yes, you're right. That was fun.
And
That was
then
one
by
of the
the
best
end of the
nights of my
night, we
life.
were no one.
I hope I'm invited back.
Us too.
Same.
Jeff,
We've been trying
Yeah.
to confirm that date for a long time.
if you're watching and listening, bring us all back. It got to. I mean, that's. I don't like judging things like that just because like everyone thinks they have the best costume, and it's just like one of those things that you like. What's cool to me might not be cool to somebody else, But everyone was like, "I can't believe we didn't make the top 5. That we had the best costume." And it's like, we didn't. So stop. I'm the judge. You didn't. Not to me.
Well, they had a pretty varied panel of judges, right?
Yeah, it was me, Duffy from 97.9X, and then Rebecca from the Lackawanna County Visitors Bureau.
Hmm.
So,
What are the qualifications for being a judge like that?
being handsome, is
Okay.
one of them.
So we can't.
We can't. Just you.
Yeah, just
Well, Aaron probably could, right? Popko?
Aaron. Yeah, he's beefed up. He's ready to
That's
go.
it.
Yeah. Okay,
He's
so Aaron will
torqued.
be the content.
Yeah,
Big
I'll join
torque.
the band.
Oh
Good.
yes.
Nice. You should come sing a song with us if we play that party next year.
We should not do that. But I still, when you guys were filming the video for one of the songs at Carl Hall,
Outside the lines, yeah.
Yeah, I still thought it'd be hilarious if like I replace each one of you in the song.
We should.
I think we were planning to do that.
We talked about it, but like I know you guys were like you had like a finite amount of time and like you were paying somebody, and I didn't want to like we talked about it, yeah. And if it was just all fun and games and we had all day, I would have been like, yeah, like let's do this for real.
Let's
but
do it, yeah.
I understood that like you had to like get it done, and I didn't want to impede on that. But that would have been funny.
On what? April 2nd.
Oh yeah, April 2nd.
Oh yeah.
We're shooting
you're
a
on
bunch
the-
of videos on April 2nd.
April 2nd. It's Palm Sunday.
Oh,
That is Palm Sunday.
They might make me go to church that day.
Yeah, get that done in the morning.
Yeah. Okay.
Starting at noon.
Yeah, we're not going to start early.
I think like the whole Jesus thing goes from like 10 to 1.
No. Wait, what kind of Jesus?
No, but I know that Easter is like a big deal.
Like which Jesus? Which Jesus are you going for?
Are you talking Roman Catholic Jesus or like
Catholic, yes.
Oh no, it's an hour 20 minutes max.
Oh wait, no, Easter Sunday is the big one.
No,
Maybe.
Easter
No.
Sunday's short.
It's the
Easter
vigil.
You're thinking
Saturday,
of
the
Easter
vigil.
Vigil.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Oh my goodness, my
Yeah, that's
computer's
long.
gonna die. Wow. We better wrap this thing up.
Sorry,
It was
you should have the
fully charged.
Menzingers on here.
Jesus is gonna die too,
Well, hook it up.
and then
Hook
then he comes back on.
I
his-
don't know the Menzingers.
Neither do I. I kind of do, but
I just thought of bad Catholics, which is
yes, I like that. I don't know how this is going to die, but I better wrap it up because this is going to die. It was fully charged before I got down here. It's
Well, you
weird.
better stop and pause the recording. You better stop the recording. You're gonna lose it.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you as always. I really do
Hey.
appreciate it.
Thank you, Popko.
This was
Well-
fun.
Hopefully, I'll see you guys soon.
We're really
Thanks,
more
Bob.
positive people than we sound.
I know it's all
Yes.
jokes. April
Well-
2nd. I'll see you then.
Yes.
Remind me.
Sounds good.
All right, guys.
Okay,
See you,
all right.
buddy.
All right, take care.
Okay. All
Bye,
right.
Popko.